thoughts on the career of Manny Pacquiao, and did you know him well?
No lo conozco personalmente, pero lo que sí te puedo decir es que ha logrado mucho en el boxeo y ganó campeonatos en muchas divisiones, grandes peleas. Creo que era el momento de retirarse. Él ya está en el Salón de la Fama y la verdad es que un gran peleador.
Canelo Alvarez recently expressed his surprise at the intensity of Manny Pacquiao's training sessions. He even joked that Pacquiao at 46 was showing more speed than he ever had at 36, highlighting the Filipino icon's incredible work ethic and conditioning. It's scary when these legends come out of retirement, one fan echoed. I remember his last fight wasn't good, but I hope he gets it this time. Alvarez voiced a similar concern, referencing Pacquiao's poor performance against Yordenis Ugas, which left many fans disappointed. However, Canelo also expressed confidence in Pacquiao's current form leading up to his bout with Mario Barrios. I trust Manny. He's a disciplined fighter, and his training sessions have been insane. Many active boxers don't even have that kind of strength, speed, and agility.
So you don't lose that.
Unsurprisingly, many boxing fans agreed with Alvarez. Legends recognize legends. Manny Pacquiao is one of those who will always be respected in boxing, one fan commented. His discipline and way of life will continue to inspire fans everywhere. Another added, I love the mutual respect between these two legends. They're two of the all-time greats with immense admiration for each other. I hope Manny can move past the election defeat and win the championship at 46. It's a big dream, and I hope he makes it happen.
Un gran peleador.
I don't know Manny Pacquiao personally, but I know that he's a great champion. It was his time for his retirement. He had already reached the Hall of Fame, but he is a great fighter.
Yeah, basically, as you move forward, Canelo, and you look at where.
A third fan recalled. I still remember the roar from the crowd when Manny Pacquiao defeated Keith Thurman in 2019. I want to see fans truly happy again for the people's champion. Another chimed in. Canelo spoke nothing but truth about. Many boxers today can't match Pacquiao's level of discipline and training. He's exceptional at what he does and deserves all the respect. After showing early signs of fatigue in his first training clips, Pacquiao has looked sharper and more energetic since beginning outdoor sessions a few days ago. Shortly before that, Pacquiao hinted at a return to the spotlight when a 38-second video surfaced, showing him training intensely. Wearing simple workout gear, the Filipino icon unleashed powerful combinations on the punching bag with the same determination that earned him. The clip, shared by Boxing Kingdom, carried a clear message. The legend is back. At 46, and nearly 4 years out of the ring, Pacquiao is preparing to face Mario Barrios, the current WBC welterweight champion. Scheduled for July 19th in Las Vegas, the fight matches two vastly different generations. Barrios, 16 years younger and in top form, has built momentum with relentless pressure and a solid jab. This bout is more than just a comeback. It's a fight against time itself.
Let me sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather. How do I sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather?
All right, hey, listen.
then that shows that you're a neophyte in boxing. You know nothing about boxing.
Well, excuse me?
Because no.
What? I ain't hear you, Mike. What'd you say?
That you don't know much about boxing.
Didn't know I'm comfortable up here.
No one said who was better. I said there's nobody in boxing that fighting that looks sensational.
Sensational.
The way that Pacquiao did against Rio.
In other words,
what do you think? You're an expert. What do you think?
I think like Gennady Golovkin.
Inside Pacquiao's camp, there's a quiet intensity. They understand the magnitude of this moment and have adjusted their training to prepare for any adversity. A short but revealing statement came from a team member to ES News' Elie Seckbach. While strength and conditioning coach Justin Fortune and manager Buboy Fernandez were both present, it was an assistant trainer who gave the real insight. Asked about the team's strategy and prediction, he simply said, "It will go 12 rounds." That brief answer suggests that Pacquiao's own camp doesn't expect an early finish. Instead of planning for a short burst, they're preparing for a full-distance war, a boxing marathon. The key question remains, does Pacquiao have enough stamina left? Despite the doubts that followed his recent loss to Cuban boxer Yordenis Ugas, Canelo Alvarez continues to earn praise from some of boxing's most respected voices. Among them is Manny Pacquiao, who is preparing for his return against Mexican-American fighter Mario Barrios. When asked about Alvarez by ES News, the 46-year-old Filipino legend didn't hesitate. In just 3 words, he called the Mexican champion a role model before offering his thoughts on Alvarez's upcoming clash with American welterweight champ Terrence Crawford.
A while back, your son was in the gym with Canelo. Canelo showed him a lot of love. Yeah. He's a good person too. Canelo's a good person. Yeah. He's a role model. One of the role models in boxing. You guys separate yourself from most fighters, being like the face of the sport.
Pacquiao arrived in Los Angeles just hours ago to continue training for the July 19th fight at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The bout will be for the WBC interim welterweight title, currently held by Barrios. During a recent media chat, Pacquiao praised Alvarez's decision to fight Crawford, calling it a great matchup. Believes that for Canelo to succeed, he'll need to emphasize speed, style, and strength. The friendship between Pacquiao and Alvarez goes back years. In 2021, Pacquiao's son, Emmanuel Jr., even trained with Alvarez and his coach, Eddie Reynoso.
Did you get any sleep yet, Manny? Or morning? Any sleep yet? Or still on jet lag? Still jet lag. But you're still working out? Maybe like 12. And then woke up and 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's it. No sleep.
In fact, when Pacquiao announced his retirement in 2021, Alvarez offered a heartfelt farewell. Reacting to the news, Alvarez spoke respectfully of the Filipino legend, who was shifting focus to a presidential run in the Philippines. While they never faced each other in the ring, both are considered 2 of the most electrifying fighters of the past quarter century. Alvarez was quick to praise Pacquiao's legacy, but admitted he was also relieved that the 42-year-old stepped away after the disappointing loss to Ugas in August. It's sad, but it was time, Alvarez told Little Giant Boxing. He did so much for boxing. He's a great fighter, a legend. Though Pacquiao had hinted that the UGA's fight was likely his last, there was some confusion until he confirmed it with an official statement. As I hang up my boxing gloves, I want to thank the whole world, especially the Filipino people, for supporting me. Goodbye, boxing, Pacquiao said in a video. It's hard to accept that my time as a boxer is over, but today I'm officially announcing my retirement.
Forward, Canelo, and you look at where you stand in your career right now. Where do you think your legacy is, and how far short is it of standing as the greatest fighter in Mexico history?
I don't know, but I just want to say, I just want to do my history, my things, and everybody is different, but I'm gonna try to do my best and be there in one of the best.
I would imagine that's probably a situation where you're not going to know that you're that #1 fighter in the history of Mexico until you have reached it in your heart. Is that true? Is that true?
Thank you for changing my life. When my family was in despair, you gave us hope. You gave me the chance to fight my way out of poverty. Because of boxing, I've inspired people around the world. Because of it, I found the courage to change lives, Pacquiao reflected. I'll never forget what I've done and what I've achieved. Things I never imagined possible. I just heard the final bell. I never thought this day would come. However, even in retirement, Pacquiao offered advice to Terence Crawford ahead of his big fight.
We'll do our best. I mean, it's hard to say right now, but we work hard for this training camp. We'll show you.
What do you think about Canelo?
It's good. Canelo is good. And Triple G.
A few years ago, it looked like Pacquiao and Crawford might eventually meet in the ring, as both were competing in similar weight divisions. But the fight never materialized, likely for the better. Since Pacquiao appeared to be far from his prime during his final bouts. Meanwhile, Crawford has dominated his division, collecting belts and maintaining an undefeated record that has catapulted him into the top pound-for-pound rankings. Now, Crawford is set to face Canelo Alvarez in mid-September in what will likely be the biggest payday of his career. As for Pacquiao, his own comeback fight against WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios is set for July 19th in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Manny, you were a smaller fighter fighting bigger guys. What advice do you give Crawford for fighting Canelo, a bigger guy?
Oh, my advice is make sure that he will focus on speed. That he is to. Right? That's the problem when you're moving up.
There's no doubt that Pacquiao, now 46, is focused entirely on the upcoming bout against an opponent 16 years younger. Still, he took time during a May 23rd interview with Fight Hub TV to speak about the Canelo vs. Crawford showdown. When asked what advice he'd offer Crawford on how to handle Canelo, Pacquiao gave a clear answer. "My advice is that he should focus on speed," he said. "That's the problem when you move up in weight, you lose both speed and power, so he needs to stay sharp."
Manny, you met Crawford in Dubai, yeah?
Yeah.
How was that?
He got so scared of meeting Manny, he jumped up 3 weight classes because he didn't want that smoke.
3 weight classes?
Yeah, 47, 54, 60, 68. I'm joking, of course.
I was like...
This advice from Pacquiao is especially interesting when contrasted with his own challenge against Barrios. Many believe Pacquiao will need to rely on his remaining power rather than speed, since Barrios will likely be the faster and more athletic fighter in the ring. In fact, one analyst recently drew parallels between the Canelo vs. Crawford fight and one of Pacquiao's most iconic bouts. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford has become the hottest topic in boxing ever since the fight was announced. Set for September 13th, the clash between two modern legends is generating massive hype. Trainer Teddy Atlas, known for his decades of experience and sharp analysis, recently weighed in during an interview with The Ring. He raised a timeless debate in boxing. What happens when a great smaller fighter challenges a great bigger one? That, he argued, is the central theme of Canelo versus Crawford.
It was going to be, I just think Crawford's real special. I think Canelo's really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has it. I see it. The timing, the instinct, the eyes, the ability to be chilly cold, not just cold and calm, but chilly.
Crawford is moving up to weight classes, having last fought at 154 pounds against Israil Madrimov. While Crawford didn't look his best in that bout, Atlas pointed out that Madrimov is an experienced fighter with over 300 amateur bouts, making him a unique challenge. Speaking to The Ring, Atlas said, "You reverse who's got the advantage. Sure, Canelo has the size and power. But wait, the other guy is faster, slicker, more versatile. Maybe he's the one with the real edge."
Moved up to 154, but he was fighting a good fighter. He was fighting a guy that fought a very difficult style at that moment, and he was fighting at a weight class that was foreign to him, and we had to give him a minute. Nobody wants to give anyone a minute in this business. You're supposed to be great, you got to be great every minute. But I gave him a minute to kind of get his feet settled at a new weight class.
Atlas then compared Canelo versus Crawford to Pacquiao's 2008 victory over Oscar De La Hoya. He recalled how many expected De La Hoya to win due to his size and power, but underestimated Pacquiao's speed. "Remember picking Pacquiao to win," Atlas said. Yes, De La Hoya had weight issues, but the real difference was speed. People said De La Hoya had the advantage. He was bigger, stronger. But Pacquiao was faster. That gave him the edge. Damned, and that made all the difference.
The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire, it's in his mind, it's in his makeup, it's in his background, where he came from. That there's something about, just like a Sugar Ray Leonard had that something about him when he's a junkyard dog, when he has to be a junkyard dog. And with all the intangible gifts that I just touched